Good morning, everybody. It's Michael here on the 31st of January 2020. Hope you're all well. The first month has come to an end. It's time for our supply and demand market report again, where we'll go through the markets and do some analysis on the charts, come up with some trading ideas if there are any obvious, and we go from there. I hope you guys have been trading okay and making some money in the markets and learning your skill, honing your craft, that kind of thing. So let's just get into it. So as usual, we'll go through the markets we focus on, and if you guys wanted me to add any more markets to it, just let me know and we can always do that. So this is the dollar index. This is the weekly chart, and let's put in some levels now. There is some demand coming into the dollar here. The dollar is beginning now to rest into supply. We have a situation where the downside momentum has temporarily or is temporarily coming into an end if we close the week like this. So this is still a temporary level. We need it to close. It's likely to close like that, is why it's Friday anyway. It's more likely it will close like this than come back significantly enough to change this picture. So looking to go long now is not the greatest of ideas, but shorting opportunities may present itself in the dollar, and we can reevaluate if prices do come down here. If we break above this level, we still have some supply to deal with up in here. Probably best to break that down in a smaller time frame. But these are the big picture levels that we're looking at in the dollar, which will be the opposite in the euro. As we can see, the euro is sitting into this whole level. You can include it like that. And it has also started to show some supply, but its supply is not as great compared to the dollar's demand. Again, we just need this week's candle to close to confirm that. We have tested this area. The move away is not great, so I would suggest breaking down. I would break down this area to look inside it. In fact, let's do a quick look. So as you can see, the real area is just outside that supply on the weekly. This area is the fresh area. If prices are coming up and you are looking to go long, if I was looking to go long, I would be waiting for that area to show me evidence of weakness, and then I would be looking to take long trades. For now, definitely I'm not looking for shorts in the euro. All right. So going to the Aussie. The Aussie is quite flat. Again, the supply zone above is holding. We have had an attempt for several months now to hold down into this area. So now that prices have broken to new lows, and it looks quite extended right now, with several weeks, five weeks of continuous decline. You may find that on the smaller time frames, this market may want to take a bit of a pause, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Now we have the next demand level down in there. So let's go break this down on the daily. So on the daily, you'll see that this area is one that needs to show you the weakness if you are going to consider going long. For now, it is quite extended even on the daily. You can see the extension I was talking about more clearly with supply, even more supply, and now supply down in here. So it's moved quite a lot. So I wouldn't be exuberant about going short here. It's quite an extended move already. But we'll see what happens. We'll watch and see what happens to price. We will not be taking shorts from here on the round table, but we will watch and see what happens. Remember, this is for the weekly, daily, 4-hour sequence. If you wanted to observe and see if you could get short-term income trades off of this. They would have to be really quick, but you'd also have to be quite versed and skilled in and experienced in the methodology to do that. And the opportunity to short may not even present itself. That's why I said we'll probably need to watch it. So just be careful about that. And on the weekly for the pound US dollar, the demand, we said has still been holding. We haven't broken it. We've seen some attempts to sell it, though not aggressive, didn't follow through, and it's just waiting there. Not surprising with everything that's happening in the pound with Brexit. Today is the last day. We are leaving Europe. So it's going to be some people bonging Big Ben and happy, and other people really sad today. So I don't know that we will we will have much movement in the pound, because a lot of the movements probably already has been baked in. There are no new surprises. It's not like we're going to reverse the decision to not leave. Today, all the documentation has been signed. Everyone's ready, so it is going to go ahead. But what you can see is the market is going quite flat on the daily here. You can see that the demand here is what is holding prices up, and we are yet to get through this sort of level of supply. So for me, if I'm going to go long, I'm going to be watching to see what happens post Brexit at this level, going above it, buying pullbacks to it, that kind of thing. So nothing to do yet, but to watch. Even if there was anything to do, I think it's probably too risky for most of us to be trying to game this market on a day like this. The volatility might just be too much, at least for me. But I doubt there will be any volatility, like I said, because I think it's all already factored in. The New Zealand US dollar. So we now have a situation where we have supply. I'm going to include that whole area. This is the next level. In fact, you can include all of that. So we have a situation where this market had gone into an uptrend, and we are now in a situation where we are likely next week now to break that level. The fact that we have created supply suggests that the uptrend has temporarily at least has ended. So looking to buy here is possible. Looking to sell there is possible. So right now we're in neither level. So let's just keep that in mind. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is showing strength. We are sitting into an area where it may come into a challenge, but I point your eye to that level. If we close the week like this, any attempts to sell this market will have to go through this level. So just be mindful of that. Watch that level. Again, the possibility of momentum to the downside ending next week, quite possible. All right, but nothing for now. Would I be selling it? Nope. Oh my God, I've swallowed a frog. Okay. The S&P 500 tried to sell off. You can see the buyers are coming back in. Let's go to the daily, and it's a big mess. If you are feeling brave for short-term income, you could try that. I would suggest waiting to see what prices do on the smaller time frames, intraday time frames, up into this level before taking such a short. It's definitely supply, but whether it will hold for anything more than a short-term, income, 15-minute, 30-minute, maybe, probably less type of level, it's a wait and see. All right. So in terms of the weekly levels, the clearest level is down in here. Yeah. And the Russell 2000 is dealing with demand right now. There's a level on top of level. That level's tested, but it is dealing with this level, and it is still battling this level. So let's watch and see what happens there. We have supply levels on the smaller time frame. So if anyone's looking for short-term income trades, you may want to consider that with the same caveat we just talked about with the S&P. Okay, very multi-tested level down in there. So this demand is weaker than the supply levels above. So, but would we be selling here? Definitely not. Okay, so those are the levels to keep an eye on. Now, these guys are quite interesting. We talked about this level holding and needing to clear that sort of area. I believe it was here, maybe it was on the round table, but we talked about needing to clear that area. We have done that now. So that's the demand level that I would be interested in buying. The 10-year note. Okay. Nothing before that. I'm not even going to bother to look at the smaller time frame. I'm not going to do anything with that yet until it comes close to that level. So again, we have a market that has been going down, but is now catching a bid and is getting buyers coming in. We have overcome a group of sellers. We have another group above. Would I be buying right now? No way. We need to wait for a pullback. That's what we do with the methodology. We know what's above us. Do we want to be selling? Maybe. Not a definite no. Maybe. It's a watch. See what prices do when they get up here. Okay. US dollar Japanese, quite messy still. Not a market that I'm a fan of right now, just because of the messiness of it. Still haven't gotten through this level. We're trying to chew through it, keep going higher, attempts to sell it down or keep being met by buying it up. In this one, let's go lower, and again, it's a mess. It's a mess down into these levels. It's a mess. That's a mess on its own. It's a very, very poor level. That's an even poorer level. So yeah, nothing to do for me in this one. In terms of short-term income, I'd rather look for shorts than longs up into that level. Okay. US dollar Singapore, not as often traded for most of us. Just gonna add two levels together there. We're probably going to get some buyers in here. We have sellers in there. And in terms of momentum, let's take a look. So again, a market that is likely to break its momentum next week. Maybe possibility to short up into there, but be careful. The good thing about this is the dollar is also coming into some supply, like we've said, so that might help that trade. But bear in mind, it has been going down. Okay. All right. So oil has taken a bashing. As you can see, it's taken a bashing, and it's gone nowhere in a while. It's gone nowhere. Bottom of the range, general areas, top of the range, and it's done nothing between those levels. If someone put a gun to your head now and said you have to take a trade, it shouldn't be short. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that one. It shouldn't be short. We should be looking for opportunities to go long, but we have to wait a little bit. Nothing is popping out. We have to wait a little bit. Yeah. All right. Silver. Another messy market, but still trying to go up. Quite messy in that advance. Demand level down there. Supply is much uglier. So I'm not dealing with this market right now. Not at all. Watch this level though, and obviously the little one below it. If we start getting above these highs up in here, then we can be more comfortable looking for pullbacks to demand. Until then, it's a watch. So a lot of these markets are just churning, and we're waiting to see what happens either way. For short-term income, possible for some of them, but for longer term, it's a waiting game, and that, as we know, for traders can be the most difficult thing. So just be mindful of that. Okay, gold is doing better. The attempt to sell it off at these levels that we've talked about are still above, but the uptrend is proving much stronger. Still, any attempts to sell it off are being met with buying so far. Do we want to be buying here? No way. We are watching to see if we get a pullback closer to these levels for the long term. In terms of short-term trading, still no clear, solid evidence of, supply. Nothing yet. In fact, we are possibly creating demand levels down into here. Okay, so it's a wait and see. If we create supply, if we get the opportunity to join a cheeky short, fine. Until then, we are patiently waiting for a pullback. And the Turkish market, let's go monthly on that one. So that one is made new all-time highs, has had a little pullback. The demand is probably clearer. Actually, it's not even that clearer on the weekly. That's the level that's held. We have another one below it. I know some traders are looking at that level as well. Okay, so that's what we've got on the Turkish market. All of these levels down here are fresh. Some of them are better quality than others, but they're all in such close proximity, it probably won't matter that much. Just be mindful of this area. If you're looking to try a short, it may be possible, but watch this area. If you wanted to go and try a short up here, this is not what we would be doing on the round table, I can tell you that. For those of us who do look at the Turkish market, it's not, one of our major markets, but some guys do look at it. We have some of our Turkish friends who do look at it. So that area up there in supply may be an area to look at for potential shorts in the short term, of course. But again, it's really risky in a market that's roaring higher like this. Okay. All right, I think that's all I've got for now. That's all the markets. I hope it's been useful for you. Again, just a reminder to all of you, tomorrow, the 1st of February, we have the free webinar at 8:30 p.m. UK time. Thank you to a lot of you who have expressed interest and emailed me at storehouseanalytics@gmail.com. storehouseanalytics@gmail.com. If you are interested between now and when the invites are sent out sometime Saturday, just let me know. I think they'll all probably be sent out by early afternoon London time. So if you are interested in attending, it's a free webinar. We'll go through some of the basics and bring your questions about supply and demand. All right, and if you are interested in coming on board the roundtable or the video course, again, either go to the website storehouseanalytics.com or just email me directly at storehouseanalytics@gmail.com, and I will give you the details of the course. It's been given a lot of good reviews by all the people who've purchased it, and it will get you definitely well grounded and in fact well started into your journey trading. So I'm quite proud of the work, and I hope you will be interested in it, and we can help you set your foundations right in trading with this methodology. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys tomorrow for those of you coming to the webinar, 8:30 p.m. UK time via join.me. All right, take care, everybody. Trade well, trade safe. Bye for now.